Welcome to Eve Singularity, RIP. So it's been 6 months since we've had a stable Singularity. We had a mass test recently, and the server, I believe, was on for only a few hours for that test. And I should have checked the forums, but I hadn't. But apparently this is old news. It's old news. It's gone. The reason for this is simple. Based on... it's easy to figure it out. It's like adding 1 plus 1. In the past, whenever CCP has had a problem and people were really annoyed at something, they simply removed whatever was displaying that annoyance. Like, say, the jukebox. When the jukebox was removed, it was because people were complaining about, hey, they noticed a lag spike. The game freezes for a split second in between the tracks switching. All I had to do was remove the jukebox, and you can't see that there's no ability to easily see, oh, well, that's strange. Why is my game freezing? So that's why. Every few minutes your game freezes because the track switches. And so they got rid of the jukebox. The reason they got rid of Singularity is basically because there were absolute, hands down, 100% proof of input broadcasting completely against the EULA. People were practicing input broadcasting on the test servers, and you know they were doing it in-game for real. You know it. It just encourages people to play around with an illegal system that didn't used to be illegal. Like, decades ago, CCP was totally fine with you doing anything with their client, and they didn't care. But they quickly cracked down because it was 100% obvious it was just getting way out of control, like it was on Singularity before they shut it down. For the months preceding the shutdown, it was becoming glaringly obvious people were getting away with input broadcasting, and it was kind of sketchy. It was like, how often does this happen in game for real? And CCP turns a blind eye, but swears up and down they're against illegal blah 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 blah. But I don't think they care. I honestly don't think they care. And they care so little that they just removed the entire test server, because it was just, they didn't want to deal with it. They figured if they get rid of the symptom, nobody able to realize what's going on. So yeah, I'm sure they ban people for using input broadcasting, and I hope they do. I absolutely hope they do, and they haven't gone back to their old talking points of we don't care. But yeah, if you're thinking of using that other, I use Evo Preview, and it doesn't have the option of input broadcasting, but ISBoxer totally does. If you think this is a carte blanche to start doing it, it's like, oh, CCP's okay with it. That's exactly the opposite of what I'm saying, and if you get banned for it, that's your problem, not mine. Oh yeah, object lesson. Yes, your destiny is to become a warning for others. But yeah, whatever. Like, CCP doesn't care about you, doesn't care about me, doesn't care about anybody. Hilmar wants his bottom line and to trot his wonderful game out in front of potential buyers so he can sex up his IP portfolio with trendy IPs. It's the only thing he cares about. And if you think for 1 second he thinks you're a legitimate customer, don't even think that. Just pretend they're irrelevant, play the game you can, and unfortunately we cannot test things that are of interest on Singularity, like implants and different skills, and ship purchases that would typically be a waste of time. In hindsight, yeah, there's no more simulator. So unfortunately, yeah, that's exactly the reason. There's no other reason. If you can scroll down and look at the forum posts, you'll find a whole bunch of experts telling you why, but yeah. Anyways.